All right, what's up, everyone? Trevor here again. Today, on this video, I just want to talk about my journey into fitness, what got me into fitness, how it helped change my life, fitness, nutrition, all that good stuff, how that helped me get to where I am today, eventually transfer into becoming a coach, a trainer, nutrition coach, and just overall my entire journey through this process, through life, what got me into it, how I started into coaching and training. So I just want to kind of go through that and see, get you know, get let you get to know me a little bit better. As far as some of you probably don't know me just in the group here. So and no, it wasn't because of Steve over there. He didn't get me started. Although wrestling did actually play a role. So but So yeah, let's go back all the way to a child. I grew up normal childhood, good family, fun family, very close to my family. Growing up playing sports, being an active kid. I mean, I played everything: football, baseball, basketball, all up through into high school. I did play a lot of video games. I loved video games, but I did also was always outside. We grew up in the country, so I had a lot of space to get out in the woods, ride bike, play ball, basketball court there that my dad built for us. So I was always playing sports, always active up through middle school, high school. So that's originally what got me into being active, into sports, kind of into training. Then in high school is kind of where got my first, I guess, a little bit in middle school, but not so much structure with lifting weights. But then in high school, I remember it exactly that first day of going into freshman year. We had a summer speed and strength camp, and going in, not really knowing what to expect. I got paired with the biggest senior there was in the class there. I got paired with him. I just remember after the first day, cool down, stretching. Uh, Knowing me, if you know me, you know I sweat like a banshee. If banshees sweat, I sweat a lot. But this guy was so gross. Just a big dude. He's probably twice my size, but he's sweating, gross. Had to help him do like the partner stretches, things that I used to do back in my day of high school. But that's just one of the first memories I have of actually training after the training session is stretching with a big sweaty dude. But yeah, I got into training all throughout high school. Obviously, I wish I knew back then what I know now. That would have helped. We didn't really have a greatest training program, greatest structure, like ideas as far as training for sports. It was more just kind of go in and lift, then practice, whatever. So yeah, then just being able to play sports, being addicted to sports, always wanted to play. Going into college, uh, didn't end up playing. Didn't help that I missed my final 2 years of baseball. Baseball's always been my favorite sport to play. So yeah, I looked to play that in college. Didn't Was injured my junior and senior year, pretty much the entire season. So that didn't help. But I wanted to play in college. Ended up trying out, going to UW Stevens Point. Didn't make the team there. Then transferred to Stout, where I tried out again. My second year at college, didn't make the team. So kind of thought finally time to hang it up as far as trying out there. Just going to focus on schooling. I still played baseball. I started playing baseball again in the summers, and still do to this day with the River Falls Fighting Fish, your 2020 COVID state champions here in Wisconsin. But that is another fact. But yeah, so just kind of thought, just going to focus on school at this time, focus on my grades. Uh, Still, that's when I started to train as well. I started to lift more. I was always lifting, but got a gym membership at the school there. Trying to focus on that, just training. But then kind of that's where like the kind of downfall of my health kind of started anyway. It's getting to that college life. You're partying. The diet's not the best. I remember just eating like my diet consists probably just of pizza, macaroni and cheese, pizza rolls, burritos from Bada's, which was a burrito spot down in Menominee that we'd go to after bar close. old Milwaukee, old Milwaukee Light, Leinenkugels, uh, Miller Lite, every kind of alcohol you can think of, a lot of gin. But that's basically what it was that partying, that staying up late, then getting up, and somehow I'd still get up really early and go train at like 6 in the morning, which was, looking back, not very smart, especially going when you're staying up till 2, 3 in the morning or bar close. So yeah, doing that kind of, that life went on for the next whatever 3 4 years of college, doing that couple 3 4 nights a week, and just kind of really not really realizing the toll it was taking out of me, because I was still training, I was lifting weights, but I was getting bigger, but not in a good way. I was getting, obviously building some muscle, but building a lot of fat as well. So then came the final, after college, um, graduated. I mean, I still got good grades with all the partying and stuff. I mean, decent grades. I did my work. I showed up to class somehow, even though I was out the bar closed every night. But I just showed up, did that. And after graduation, kind of started like realizing. I remember one day just stepping on the scale and seeing it was 197 pounds, and I'm not a tall guy. I'm 5'8", if that, pushing it. But and just realized that it wasn't just that. That was the kind of thing that triggered it, and it just kind of brought back things like other things that I was realizing, that I was always tired. I didn't have a lot of energy. In baseball, for playing for the Fish in the summers, I would get hurt all the time. Not like freak injuries like broken bones. It was the soft tissue hamstring. I remember tearing hamstrings, 2 hamstrings. I did have some freak injuries too, where I got hit in the face, but that's nothing to do with that. But these injuries mounting up, tiredness, just being 197 pounds of not muscle, a lot of fat, just realizing that, what am I doing? I'm training, but it's not really seeing any results. And so that's when I started to look into it more and kind of take it more serious, and realize that everything kind of plays a role with your. And it's not just the training that's gonna help you. It's the nutrition. That's where really started taking that a little bit more serious. Got into changing up food. I was always a picky eater too as a kid. I'm eating a lot of junk food, and like just pizza and that kind of stuff. The things kids usually eat, but not like, I never ate eggs until college or after college. So just changed up my diet. Cleaning that up is really what helped. So I kept training throughout the entire process, lifting weights, doing in-home stuff after college. When I was working, worked ton of different jobs, a lot of sales and marketing type stuff, boring stuff behind the office desk that um, eventually led me to what I'm doing now. But following up, just that nutrition, cleaned up my diet over a few years, ended up like, obviously the diet, the cleaner foods, and then realizing you need to be in a caloric deficit. That is the main thing. And ended up getting down to like 140 some pounds at one point. And this is like the opposite of extreme, from being 100, almost 200 pounds, dropping down to 140, and just being like rail thin, wiry, probably literally like almost no body fat, probably like 5% at this time, which is what you think is healthy. You still like bodybuilders and that type of thing, and then you realize it's not. Because the one thing I was really neglecting was sleep, and the point that hit me was I was working in the cities at the time, Minneapolis, and driving back and forth to River Falls, and I would be so tired at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock when I was on my way home, because I would get up early before work at like 3 or 4 in the morning and lifts, and I wasn't going to bed till like 10 or 11 o'clock. But so I was always super tired coming home, end up like almost dozing off a few times, driving home kind of in the rush hour traffic, and just realizing, dang, that's not good. It's too tired, too sleep. And then Added in the sleep, so that rail thin, uh, not sleeping, still training, eating well, but over restriction is what kind of got into that. And then finally realizing I needed to step up and eat more. So I started working on gaining muscle, ate more food, kind of got over that restrictive thing where I was on that point where I always thought I was so over restrictive and that was hurting me more than actually just where I would go out and I wouldn't touch like the pizza or have a piece of cake or pumpkin pie or whatever it may be, the junk foods. But it still wasn't, I was over restricting that way and didn't realize the health problems that it was causing that way, that was causing me. So ended up just kind of working back, getting up comfortably back up to like 150, 160 in that range where I was eating more things, better foods, better quality, and more food, and realized that you don't need to restrict yourself. That's not going to do you any good. Because I ended up getting blood tests a few years ago and saw that my hormones were all messed up, and my testosterone was super, super low. Like I think it was at like 30 or something really random like that, and like a good range of testosterone from like I don't even know. It's different, but in the like 300s or something to like 1,000. I don't know off the top of my head, but so I realized I saw my doctor. He didn't give me any tips. He didn't know what he was doing. So at that point, that's when I hired my first nutrition coach. At this point, I was working with a Dr. John Russin too as my personal trainer, and coach for training, and that helped a lot. Just learning proper ways to train. But then I hired Cody McBroom to do my nutrition coaching as well, and that helped a lot. He helped me add more fats and stuff like that in my diet, healthy fats, and help build up my testosterone levels a little bit. With both these guys, they taught me more about sleep and just do my own research. And actually, sleeping is still big trouble with me. Is sleeping, insomnia. I suffer from that. So, but that's just another part is that sleep is important too. It's combining all those things, and working with these guys really helped me. Then I got retested for my testosterone levels back. I mean, up to over 200. So just focusing on sleep, more food, and just changing the diet a little bit. I helped that way. So then that brings me kind of to where I am. So you can see there's the two opposite ends of the spectrum where I was fatter, where I didn't like what I saw when I was looking in the mirror when I was 100 and almost 200 pounds, and then the opposite end when I was down rail thin at 140, not eating barely anything, and felt like crap all the time, no energy, tired. So there's two opposite ends, and then working with coaches, building my way back up to nowadays where I can fluctuate pretty well. I can adding weight's tougher, obviously, because I do still have lower testosterone, and getting older is tougher to build muscle as well. But so gaining is a little bit tougher. It's a lot easier for me to lose weight easily with proper caloric intake, things like that. So working with these two guys is kind of what got me into coaching as well. As I was working behind a desk, absolutely hated it. It just got so boring, just calling people on the phone all day and doing nothing and not really making an impact on people's lives, and knowing how much nutrition, training, all this stuff played a role on me getting to where I am today and being healthier than I've ever been. I know I still struggle with sleep. That's one thing I'm always constantly working on. Where I am not over restrictive on my food, I'll eat the pumpkin pies, I'll eat cheesecake, I'll eat different things. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be 100% clean all the time. That's just going to cause you more problems than not. And I learned that the hard way when I went down to, I dropped all that weight and screwed up my hormones and everything like that. So got into the training and nutrition through Dr. John and Cody, working with them and just researching and just becoming more passionate about it and wanting to help people. I've always had a passion for helping people and hopefully impacting and helping them change their lives. So yeah, I was laid off from my job at the commercial roofing company. in November 2018. Just said, screw it, it's time to do something I like. I had offers for other marketing and sales jobs and just said, time to do something else. So I did an internship with ETS over in Woodbury. Trevor over there, Trevor Glomsky, he played a big role in me kind of switching up the career change and actually focusing on something I want to do rather than just doing something for the money. I mean, I'm here now. Did that? Went through different certifications, different courses, learning a lot through different mentors and masterminds, things like that. Internship, like I said, with ETS and personal training up in New Richmond, and then finally starting Tag Performance and Nutrition last July 2019, with the focus on helping people in the River Falls area in person and then expanding online, especially more through COVID now. Who knows what the heck's going on? Gyms closed in places. So, but just focus on that and want to help people make an impact on the world. Obviously, I do want to make money doing this, but it's more so about the impact and helping others the same way, because I know how big of an impact training, nutrition, sleep, stress management, proper breathing. I know how much these have helped me. I know how much they've helped other people, that other mentors of mine and coaches and colleagues. And I want to bring that to everyone else, everyone in this group, all my clients who work with me, and just want to help them impact their lives so they can have a better quality of life going forward, so they can focus on their self-care, so they can better take care of the loved ones in their life. And that's a little bit of my story, my background of how I got into health and training nutrition, and then how I got into actually coaching and helping people. So if you have any other questions, feel free. I'm an open book. This group is built for questions, comments. I'm here to help, like I said. So whatever it is on your mind, let me know. Make posts. I want this group to be community. I want to make engagement, connection. So whatever you guys have questions on, feel free to reach out. So that's my story. If you guys want to comment, maybe you want to post some videos about your stories, what got you into fitness, what you struggle with. I know I have those questions to answer at the beginning when you join. So that'd be great. It just helps me know you guys better, and then obviously helps me help you more if I know kind of your situation and what you've been struggling with, what's worked, what hasn't, that type of thing. So I look forward, like I said in the other videos, I look forward to working with you guys. I look forward to helping out, and if there's any topics or anything you want me to cover, let me know. But this is my story, so I'm continuing my story on into the future. So let me know what your story is and how I can help you. Thanks.